Lockdowners, how are you guys doing? It's the weekend again. Is it the weekend again? It's Friday, so it's kind of the weekend again. It feels like the weekend. Every day feels like the bloody weekend. I don't know whether I'm coming or going, honestly. Well, it started. Disorder. I told you. What has it been now? It's been 25 days. I don't know how many days it's been. It's coming up for a month, isn't it? Since the lockdown has started, and people are starting to go crackers. So I saw a thing on the internet yesterday. Domestic violence has gone up slightly. Not surprising. People are getting under each other's feet. They're getting pissed off. But I also saw another thing that said that that a valid excuse for going out now is to get away from a situation that might become confrontational. So if you're having an argument with your husband or your wife or your partner or whatever it is, and you're all crammed up in the same house, you're now allowed to go outside and chill out somewhere in order to calm down. And that counts as an essential journey. So you can do that, which is good, which is bloody good, because if you are in a situation where people are, there's a lot of people in villages and communities is the word that I'm looking for, that are kind of looking at each other and reporting on what each other are doing. I've seen it on local Facebook groups. People saying, "Oh, this bloke's been out more than 3 times today," or whatever. There was a story over the bank holiday weekend about some woman who decided it'd be a good idea to have a birthday party in her front garden for her little kid, and they had loads of other kids and parents and stuff around, and that got shared around all over Facebook. So people are kind of checking up on each other and reporting each other. So now, if you're in a situation where you are getting really stressed out and you've just had a big argument and things are escalating, you are allowed to legitimately go out of the house and chill the fuck out.
Welcome to Pillow World, Bri.
Which is brilliant. And if anyone says anything, excuse me, sorry. If anyone says anything, you can just say, "Well, I've just been, having an argument with the missus or whatever. It was getting pretty heated, and government and police advice is that I can leave my premises to chill out and wait for everything to calm down." So that's a good thing. But people are getting more stressed, and it's starting to show. Like petty crime, thefts from shops, etc. has gone up from the figures that I've been looking at, and in fact actually abuse against staff members has gone up significantly, to the point that my little mace, you guys have seen my little mace store that I go to. I'm not plugging them, they don't pay me to plug them or anything. I was speaking to the lady who owns that the other day, and she said that they've had abuse that was quite threatening from people, because they've got this policy at the moment of only letting 3 people in the store at any one time. People are walking in, they're being confronted by members of staff, and some of them are kicking off. And that's not cool. That's not what we want during this crisis. We've all got to come together. And finding it hard to string a sentence together today. So what was I saying? Yeah, so people are becoming more abusive because they're getting tense. And in fact, there was a story, I'm going to show you a video that I captured from Facebook a couple of days ago about some absolute cocktard who, because a curry house, quite local to me, Indian takeaway, sorry for the stammering, an Indian takeaway was closed on a Wednesday because it's actually giving out free food to NHS workers. So it was closed. A bloke came along to try and get a curry. And when I say a bloke, what I mean is a wannabe gangster who, despite the fact that he lives in Cornwall, speaks like he's from central London and part of a gang. He wasn't happy. He wasn't happy that he couldn't get his curry. and that the owner or the worker, I don't know who she was going to be going out on her way to deliver food to people that are currently saving people's lives, you know, really important people, and he wasn't happy, and he was kicking off at this woman, you know, and she looked taken home. Fair play to her. A lot of women would have been incredibly scared, and maybe this woman was. And there's just no bloody need for that. There's no bloody need for it. I'll show you the video right now. It's here.
Come here every day, fam. Come here, don't laugh at me then, bro. Oh, I understand it then. Don't laugh at me, bro. Don't fucking laugh at me again, bro. I come here every day, man. I swear to God, fam. I thought we were fucking friends, mate. I fucking like you still owe me 250 quid for my deposit as well. Do you know what I mean? You still owe me my deposit. No, I'm not calm, man. Get me angry, bro. Fuck it, just don't even give me an inhaler, man. Struggle to get an inhaler. You know what I mean? Just want some fucking food.
There you go. What an absolute bastard. It was explained to him what they were doing and why they were closed and why he couldn't get his curry that he desperately needed on a Wednesday evening because they're giving out food to NHS staff. And what's his comment? Fuck the NHS. What an arsehole. You know, people like that are ruining it for everyone, and there's no need to be. Even look, someone put a comment on the thread that was about this fella, saying, "Well, people are just getting stressed out, and you know, if that's how he needs to get his stress out, then that's fine." It's not fucking fine. There's never a fine time to abuse a woman, or anyone else, or a man, or a child, or an old person, or a dog. Right? I don't care how pissed off you are. You don't fucking do that. If you do that and you think that's acceptable, basically you're a dick, right? So the bloke that was sticking up for him on Facebook, he's a dick. The bloke in the video that you just seen, also a massive dick. People need to stop doing that. I told you the other day about the key worker. She was a carer who had the paint dumped all over her car, and it was one of the new Beetles. You know, it's not a cheap car. It's not a Porsche or a Lambo, but it's still an expensive car, and it looked new and it's in good condition. You know, so people are getting tetchy. I'll show you a picture actually. Do you want to see a picture? So here's a picture of the woman's car with the paint dumped on it. And that's basically because they thought that she was an out-of-towner who'd come here, you know, to have a little holiday during the lockdown. Well, she's not. She's come here to look after a very vulnerable person. You know, before you go doing things as a knee-jerk reaction, find out what the hell's going on. You know, but people are getting tetchy. And as far as I can see, it's only going to get worse. You know, this is affecting us all. People are getting... I mean, me and the missus are getting under each other's feet. This isn't much different for us, but we're sniping at each other. And the kiddie. Even the dog. You know. Because we're all cooped up together and we don't get out very much and we haven't seen anyone else. That's the thing. But we all just need to take a chill pill. Because seriously, it's not acceptable. I can see things, as I said, I can see things getting worse. That as we, you know, continue into lockdown, and they reckon it's going to be at least another month before the restrictions are lifted, it's only going to get worse. And there's going to be more and more news stories to report on. I say report on, I mean, I'm using that in the loosest possible sense because, you know, I don't consider myself to be any kind of reporter whatsoever. Let's be clear. But, you know, more and more of these things are going to come up and more people are going to be acting like dickheads just because they're a bit stressed out. You know, and maybe there'll be violence, actual violence. Not just the threat of it. So there's that to look forward to, if you like, or to be fearful of, you know. Anyway, what else is there? I saw an article about someone who who also kicked off actually at a supermarket because they tried to return all of the toilet paper, a couple of trolleys worth of toilet paper that they'd panic bought, not panic buyed. That's not the past tense of buy, is it? It's bought. So he panic bought a whole shed load of toilet roll and some hand sanitizer and was trying to get a refund on it. And the supermarket told him where to go, as you would. Not a very happy bunny. You know, what kind of... Right, I struggle to get my head around the idea of the sort of cockwomble that would go out and buy 2 trolleys worth of toilet roll in the first place when something like this happens. You know, I have a vague idea of how the whole toilet roll thing came about. Basically, when Wuhan was locked down, they ran out of toilet roll. And because no one could come in or out, they couldn't have more toilet roll delivered. Toilet roll was a bit of an issue. Maybe some people got wind of that on the internet, and it spread like these things do, Chinese whispers, and everyone's thought, fuck me, I better go out and buy all the freaking toilet roll, for some reason. Well, for that reason. Where was I going with this? Yeah, so, you know, I struggle to understand in the first place the sort of absolute bell end that would go out and buy 2 trolleys worth of toilet roll because there's a virus going about. Don't know what they thought that they would need it for other than wiping them. I mean, how much toilet roll do you actually get through? In our house it's quite a lot. I live with 2 women, and women don't know how to use toilet roll. Sorry girls, but you really don't. I mean, if you... I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of how women's bits work and whatnot when they go to the toilet, but regardless of that, when you're having a wee, you don't need to wind the toilet roll round and round. You don't need to wind it round and round your hand. How is wee going to get on the back of your hand? You know, unless you've got some right, I don't know, scary Cthulhu kind of shenanigans going on down there. You don't need that bit on the... You just need to get 2 or 3 sheets, double them over, give it a dab down there, boom, that's it done. Don't waste the toilet roll. But anyway, I digress. How much toilet roll do you actually use? You know, how much toilet roll do you use that you think that even if you're going to be locked away on lockdown for a couple of months, you're going to need 2 trolleys worth? What do you think you're going to be doing with it? You think it's like when there's a nuclear blast and you're going to line your windows with white toilet paper to deflect the blast or something? Or you're going to build a little fort, a little exclusion zone out of packets of toilet roll? Don't know what you think you're going to be doing with all that toilet roll. But so I can't understand that mentality. But what I definitely can't understand is the sort of bellend that would go out and buy all the toilet roll in the first place, but then would realise that they don't need 9 months worth of toilet roll, a 9-month supply of toilet roll, maybe a 2-year supply of toilet roll, I don't bloody know, and so decides to try and bring it back for a refund. Mate, I'm actually going to award you the prestigious, not prestigious, the prestigious Golden Douchebag Award, dude, because you deserve it. In fact, I'm going to also award it to the cock end in the video as well for abusing that woman. Should we call it a day? I just wanted to get it off my chest about these idiots and about how much worse it's good. I just had my lunch, eggs, and it's repeating on me big time. Worst possible time for that to happen is when you're recording a video, obviously. Now it's interrupted me and I don't know what I was saying. Yeah, I just wanted to get it off my chest about like cockwombles abusing people for no reason, just because they're tetchy. You know, if you're tetchy, take a breath and count to 10, man. Don't go off at some stranger or someone that you know. Just don't go off at people. There's no need for that. We are all in this together, and if anything, this is the time when we should all be coming together and helping each other out, not being dicks to each other. And that's it. So the reason I'm making this particular video is I just wanted to talk about those people and those sort of people, arseholes, and how it's like it is going to intensify. People aren't going to get less pissed off as time goes on. They're just going to get increasingly tetchy because they can't do the things that they usually do. They can't go to the places they usually go to. In some cases you can't even buy the sort of things that you usually buy, and of course that's going to piss you off. And then when you're locked up in your house 24 hours a day, if you're not a key worker, or if you are going into work, then of course you're going to get miffed. I've been getting miffed. There was a video, my video a few videos ago where it was basically, which wasn't an official episode, which was just a rant, was basically because I'd let people get to me on the internet, and that never happens. I've been trolling people and arguing on Facebook since Facebook existed, and on MySpace before Facebook existed, and I've never been like that. These are strange times, and we're being affected mentally. Of course we are. You know, and anyone who says they're not either isn't really aware what's going on out there, or is lying, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, that was what this video is about. Is supposed to be about. It's probably about the time, including cuts. So I can never actually see the little timer thing on there, but it looks like it's about 14-15 minutes, maybe more. So let's call it a day. Take care of each other. Don't be a dick. Just don't be. If you're in a bad mood, go for a little walk on your own. Think about puppies or kittens or something nice and fluffy or something that's going to calm you down, and don't go off at people. You know, and if people are going out of their way to do kind things for others and that inconveniences you in a slight way, don't get pissed off about that. These people are out there doing good things. Do you know what I mean? Helping out our NHS guys that are working really hard. Some of these guys are doing like 3 shifts in a row. You know, they're going home, getting 2 hours sleep and coming back in. We need to take our hats off to them. Oh, quickly, I did make it. I've managed to get out for the Thursday clap. Fantastic. It's brilliant. I love it. You can hear it for, you know, for miles. I wish people wouldn't bang the pots though. Don't bang the pots. When the pots aren't going, you can literally hear the clapping and cheering from miles and miles away where I am. But as soon as some dickhead 2 doors down has got a pot and a spoon, you can't hear jack shit other than that. It ruins it, as far as I'm concerned. Everyone can hear you if you're clapping and if you're cheering. You don't need to be banging crockery and cooking utensils about. You just don't. Anyway, once again, I digress. Take care of each other. Look after our key workers. Take care of yourselves. If you are feeling unwell, I hope it's not serious and I hope you get better really soon. Wash your hands. Don't forget to sing Cherry Pie twice. We're still on Cherry Pie at the moment until I decide to become emo or a metaler or something else. I am a metaler. Metal. And that's it, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.